all cultures. And we have to start connecting with each other compassionately. We have to start learning about each other, asking questions, all cultures. Listen to someone's ideals. Just because someone doesn't agree with us doesn't make them a bad person, or doesn't mean that we should shut them out. Instead, what it means is, if you don't agree with me, let's talk about this. Let's see why you believe the way you believe and why I believe the way I believe. That's compassionately connecting. That's finding out what's going on in each of our minds. That's why we're given individual brains to use them. But really find out in depth, what is that all about? And when we meet someone else from another culture, be like, well, tell me about how you live. How were you raised? We learn about each other instead of the judgment and the criticism and ridicule that there is so much of in this society, in this world, on social media. Everything is doom and gloom. Instead of actually looking at the world with a positive outlook and seeing the good in everyone. We all have special gifts. We all have talents and skills. You're in college right now to expand those talents and skills. You're majoring in something you love, I hope. I hope it's something you want, and you want to just become the best you can be at that. We all have those gifts, and that's what makes the world so amazing, is that people come together with all kinds of ideals. And when we learn to accept everyone for who they are, and we open up our minds and our hearts, and we share what we think, and the other person accepts what we're saying, even if we disagree. We can't all agree on everything. We can't be the same people roaming the planet, little robots all over the place. I know, the AI world would like us all to be little robots, but we're not. We're individuals. And we bring glory to this planet. We bring passion. We bring excitement. We bring different ideas. And we all need to learn that we are in control of ourselves. We cannot control what goes on around us. You cannot control what the person walking next to you is doing. But you can 100% control the way you respond to that person, the way you react, the way you inquire, the way you learn, the way you connect. Calm means being a calm person, a totally calm, at peace person. If you're happy in one area of your life, and there is another area that's frankly stressing you out, you can't be calm because you have this other area that's like eating away at you. So all of the areas of your life, be it personal, your relationships, your careers, your professions, your financial, your spiritual, all those areas need to be calm. They need to be addressed by you, because you're the only one that can create who you want to be. And you can be anyone you want. You can be anything you want if you set your mind to being that way. You can be the positive contribution that people look at and go, that person is always so happy. They glow, they sparkle. Be the sparkle. Because when you do that, you ignite other people's flames and lights and sparkles. And then you're somebody they want to meet and find out more about. Recognize the good in things. There's so much more good than not so good. When you are working with children, some of you are, I know, majoring in education, other people in business and other fields. When you're relating to a child or you're relating to a coworker, be respectful of that person. Be understanding that they may be going through something that you don't know what they're going through. So don't be so quick to judge. Don't assume. Don't criticize. When we judge children, we criticize children, and we yell and use aggressive actions towards a child, we destroy their soul. We permanently affect their brains. When you are at the age you are now, and as you get older, we must remember that all of us are role models for children, not just the parents, not just the teachers, everyone in every walk of life. If a child sees you, they're taking something in from you. The children of this world, they are the next generation. And we can either let this world continue with the anger and the rage that causes people to do heinous acts. We can be the parents of yesterday that don't understand that beating a child and screaming every day at the child is not something you should be doing. We can be the ones that say, you know what? This stops with me. This stops right here. I'm going to change this world. Can one person change the world? Absolutely. Because this world is made up of all these people. And if one person believes they can do it, there's a lot of people of each of yourself that believes that you can do it. Everybody says, I can change this world. You can. Because as a whole, we create a movement. When you decide to do something positive with somebody else, you create a movement. And then you encourage others to do the same. And if we don't stop the rage and the anger that's going on right now in this world, and we don't decide that we have to take action and actually do something, start taking control of our own actions and reactions, be in control, start being compassionate, start thinking of others, start appreciating other people that walk the planet, respecting them, trusting them. Be the person that's the first to speak to someone who's in a strange environment. Be the one that just says hello to the person that's checking you out at the store. They're wearing a name tag, we call them by their name, showing them respect. Be the one that respects a child and doesn't think that a child is someone you can control and manipulate and beat and scream at. Our brains don't stop developing until we're 25 years old. A child has a very, very, very underdeveloped brain. They don't have logic. They don't have reasoning. They don't have emotional regulation. It doesn't exist in their brain. So when an adult looks at a child and expects them to respond like an adult, it's not just difficult for that child, it's impossible. So we have to be the people that say, you know what? This child needs to be nurtured. This child needs to be loved. This child needs to see compassion. They need to see respect so they can learn respect. They need to see trust so they can learn trust. If we can stop the abuse of children, we can change the world, because those children are the adults of tomorrow. It is time to take a stand. It is time to end the violence against children. It is time to end the violence against schools and communities. It is time to end the violence and aggression towards each other. It is time we say, this starts with me. I'm going to be calm. I'm going to be in control. I am not going to allow myself to just instantly judge someone or block somebody because we don't agree. We all have valid reasons for what we think. And we all are not going to agree with each other, and that's okay. But what we need to remember is let's talk about it. Let's find out why we all think the way we think. And if we can all do that and we can all agree to be calm and be in control of ourselves and lead happy, passionate, exciting lives, fulfill our hopes and our dreams, keep them in the future for us, keep talking about them every day. Every day, say to yourself, wouldn't it be awesome if, and fill in the blank. Every morning, keep your hopes and your dreams alive because they're totally reachable. They're totally attainable. You just have to believe. You just have to believe that you can. You can make a difference, not only in your own life, but in the world. You one person, can change the world and make it a better place for you and for the future of your family. Has to start somewhere, so why not start with you? I'm so grateful that you guys are here and you are celebrating this day with me. This day means so much to me. It is my passion to stop parents from yelling at their children. You heard Dr. Seema say that I am on a mission to help 1 million parents stop yelling at their children. Well, I'm happy to say I've reached that goal. And now I'm moving on to 10 million parents. And not just parents, because once again, we're all role models for kids. So it's got to be everybody else they see. People they see on video, people that are actors, sports figures, people they see walking down the street, the mailman, the person, the clerk at the store, their friends in school. Everyone is a role model for each other. And we have to be the person we want someone else to be. We can't expect someone else to act a certain way if we're not willing to act that way. This day is so important, and I will just briefly tell you, it is on this day because this is the day my father passed away in 2020 on April 5th. Today is the 3rd anniversary of his passing. And I made it this day because my father was a wonderful human, contributed amazing things to this world, amazing things. He was on the original team that put airplane seatbelts into cars. It's because of him and his friends that you buckle yourself into a car. He created warships that went at higher speed than any warship ever. He created airplanes. He worked on rockets to the moon. And yet this man felt so mediocre to the day he died. He felt like he was nothing special. And he totally felt like what he did, anyone could achieve. He felt mediocre. He felt like nothing special. I'll say that again. Why? Because this great man was physically and mentally abused and beat down as a child. It didn't stop him in his work, but it stopped him on how he felt about himself. And that's what happens. That's what happens to children. when they are beaten or they are screamed at constantly, they don't grow up to hate their parents. They grow up to hate themselves. And they don't come out of it unless there is some major work done. If someone like my father can accomplish so much and feel like so little, that should tell you why I'm so passionate about this. We have to change this scenario. People do all these violent acts because they're so full of rage and anger. Why are we not filling our children with love and compassion? Why are some of you sitting here deciding to feel calm, and yet I would believe some of you also have some of that same anger in you? You're reflecting back, you remember things. Yelling does not create respect. Screaming, hitting does not create respect. I remember one of my clients said to me not too long ago, don't you think there's appropriate times to hit a child? And my question back to them was, is there an appropriate time to hit your partner? Is there an appropriate time to hit someone walking down the street? Is there an appropriate time to hit a parent? When is that appropriate time? It's not. There is no appropriate time to hit someone else. Not like, yo, this is the perfect moment to smack this person in the head. No, it doesn't exist. There is no perfect moment. We have to be the example of calm. We have to take control of our own actions and reactions and the way we present ourselves to the world and the way we show respect to others and compassion to others. It's up to each of us. And I am so grateful that you all have decided to make it your purpose this day. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for doing this. Pat yourself on the back. I'm so happy each of you have decided to do this. And thank you, Dr. Seema and the KRCHE College for having me. I am truly blessed to be here, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Yes, we all need that peace and calm in today's world. Everything, whatever you said, we can relate to it. And we will definitely try to start it from ourselves. Now, moving on further, I would like to call Dr. Seema Sarma ma'am to conduct an activity with students.
Now it's time for the practical, and we always try to be calm, but we have to make it a practice, and we are trying it here. So all of you, first be seated in a very comfortable position. Those who are wearing the specs, please remove the specs and put it in your pocket. We will see the world later. Remove your specs. And in all other rooms also, if you can hear me, be in the comfortable position. Put your hands on your arms, legs. Now close your eyes. Close your eyes, everyone. Close your eyes and concentrate on your breath. I'm not saying anything else. Just concentrate on your breath. Inhale, hold, exhale. without any distress. Inhale, hold, exhale. Concentrating on your breath, relaxing yourself, no thoughts, and if the thoughts are there, do not concentrate. Inhale, hold, exhale. I am relaxed. I am relaxed. I can control my stress. I can control myself. I am efficient in doing totally relaxed. I am feeling relaxed, enjoying the peace which is internal. Concentrate on your breath. Inhale, my family, my friends, and society. And then I try my level best, my family, to convert this whole world to be a beautiful place. I am calm. I am calm. I am calm. Now open your eyes slowly and slowly and feel the energy inside you. Open your eyes. Be mindful. We all are thankful to ma'am. You are doing a wonderful job and even without any fatigue. Your schedule is so busy for 3 days continuously, and even then you can see the smile, the freshness on her face. This is only because of calmness. We spend lots of money on external beauty, but we can have this external beauty without any cost by being calm. So let's work on this calmness, this internal beauty, and be grateful to each and every moment of life. So I hope, Celia ma'am, you have enjoyed this activity.
I loved it. It's wonderful.
So we are trying to be calm and we follow this activity daily in our classes also. And I hope our students, whosoever is joining today with us, will follow in the life also. So now it's time for pledge, I think. So, NSS team, let me introduce my NSS team to Ms. Celia. We are taking the pledge to be calm, and the Kasturi Ram College will contribute to make the whole India calm. This is our pledge. So let's start the pledge. So everyone take the position by sitting only. We are in camera, so we can move our hands in front, the position of pledge, and you will repeat after Aman.
Good morning to all the listeners. I pledge on this International Day of Calm to embrace mindfulness and patience, cultivate empathy and understanding, engage in activities promoting inner peace, limit exposure to negativity and stress, share the importance of calm with others. By nurturing calm within myself, I aspire to contribute to more peaceful and harmonious world.
Thank you, Aman. Priya ma'am, now we have some questions for you. Our students are keenly waiting to ask some questions.
I'd love to help and answer them.
All right, ma'am. So who is going to ask the question first? My question is, sometimes educators demotivate students, and if they are not good at academics, but they don't understand that they are wonderful at creativity and they are very creative. So this can lead to mental health problems to the students also. So as an educator, how can we solve this problem?
Thank you for your question. Can that get repeated a little clearer because it was muffled?
Yes. Sometimes educators demotivate the students if they are not good at academics, but they don't understand that the child is very creative. And this can lead to mental health problems to the child as well. So we all are educators and we want to know that how we handle our kids.
Okay, so how you handle a student that's disruptive? Is that what you mean?
We should not motivate them, we should not demotivate them, and how can we handle them?
Okay. So for students, to motivate students, a lot of times things have to actually be fun and creative. One of our fourfold missions is expressive education. So I'm going to ask you all to do something for me. Everybody stand up, please. Okay, now everybody sit down. Now stand up. No, sit down. Stand up. Sit down. Stand up. Sit down. Stand up. Sit down. Stand up. Sit down. Okay, stop. Okay. See, we're all laughing. We're having fun. Now, doing something like that, first of all, breaks the silence and the continuing just talking. Motivation is so much better through encouragement than discouragement. And what I mean by that is when you have a student, you want them to be motivated. Motivate them by noticing what they're doing right, by giving them ways to encourage good behavior, good study habits, and not through punishment or consequence. Don't be a person that says, if you don't do this, then this is going to happen. Instead, doesn't this sound better? Wouldn't you like somebody to remind you to do something by saying something like this? Honey, thank you for doing your schoolwork before you go off to play. Instead of saying, don't forget to do your schoolwork before you go off to play. You've already thanked them and they haven't even done it yet. Thank you for doing your schoolwork before you go off to play. They haven't even started their schoolwork and you're already thanking them. What that does is it changes a reminder when you say, don't forget, ... That sends a message to a child that you don't believe in them. You don't believe that they're going to complete something. You don't trust them to do it, so you remind them. Where when you say thank you for doing something before they've even done it, that sends the message that you believe in them and you trust that that's going to happen, and you're already praising them for something they haven't even done yet. So they are now living up to a positive expectation and not a negative one. Motivate children the same way you want to be motivated. You don't want to go to a job and have a boss berate you and yell at you and not appreciate anything you do, and you turn in something, even in school, you turn in something and maybe a teacher says to you, well, you did a pretty good job, but you totally messed up on this whole section. All you hear is, I messed up on this section. You don't even hear the compliment that came before that. Don't be quick to criticize. Motivate through encouragement. Does that answer your question, I hope?
Yes, ma'am. Great, ma'am. Now we are having one more question, Senior ma'am.
Yes.
Can we have one more question, please?
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Nidhi, and I have a doubt that post lunch break, usually in school, students become lethargic and they're not much into study, or they lack they lack concentration to study. They become lethargic. So, what can we do, or what activities can perform to encourage them to study and get back to the knowledge?
Okay, I'm sorry to ask you to repeat again, but can you repeat the...
So now post lunch break, what happens is students become lethargic.
Oh, okay, I understand. So after lunch break, that's what I didn't understand what that was. And then we need to help them concentrate again. So the thing with eating, other than it's delicious and we all love to eat, is that it also takes all our blood and it takes it away from our brain and into our digestion. So physically, our blood is not pumping that brain, it's working on digesting food, so it automatically makes us tired. How can you turn that around? You can turn it around by giving the kids an opportunity to burn energy after they eat. Children always need to burn energy, much more than adults. We all want to be active. We all need to be active, but kids have to be active. They have energy to burn, and if they are required to just sit, they're going to burn energy in ways you don't want them to burn it. So there's going to be a whole lot of negative behavior. So after food should come some kind of exercise that is playful, that is more creative, that doesn't require strong focus. And then after, say, 20, 30 minutes, then go into a lesson that requires more focus, because then the blood is back focusing on the brain and they burned a little energy after eating, and the sleep, the tiredness, automatic tiredness starts going away. Does that answer your question?
Thank you.
You're welcome, honey.
Thank you, ma'am. One more question. Can we have some questions from room number 202?
Yeah.
Hello, ma'am. Myself, Sonali. Actually, I don't know how can we
Yeah,
How can we control our anxiety?
So please ask your question of big small better.
Actually, I have a question. How can we control our anxiety?
How can we control?
yeah, so basically,
Repeat your question again. How can we control what?
the anxiety,
Our anxiety,
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, ma'am. She's just asking how can we control our anxiety?
our anxiety. It's very important to tune into what is going on with you. So, what are the things that cause you to get anxious? Is it a risk that you might be taking? Is it stepping out of your comfort zone? Often we as humans are very comfortable where we are, and our brain works to protect us. So when we step out of our comfort zone, we get anxious. And our brain is like, no, 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 don't do that. Don't don't do any of that stuff. Don't take a risk. Just stay where you are and be comfortable. And we get these anxieties. And often they're social anxieties, meeting different people or being in a crowded space. There are anxieties that may deal with taking tests. There are anxieties that may deal with a new job or a new school or moving into a new place. Life can be stressful. And one of the best things you can do when you're looking at something that is causing the anxiety and stressing you out is to look at what is the best outcome that can happen. Often people walk around and they always think about the worst outcome that can happen. Well, if I do this, this is going to happen. And should I do it? I mean, this is the worst that could happen. Instead of looking at things and looking at them and saying, what's the best that can happen? What if I do this? What does that mean for me? What might happen? And getting excited and motivated to what could happen instead of what might happen that doesn't work out. Even if you fail at something or you make a mistake, remember always that failure and mistakes are not the opposite of success. They're not the opposite at all. They're actually on the road to success. They're what gets us to a success. So when we fail, celebrate it. You make a mistake, celebrate it. Because you know what that means? You're growing. That means you're stepping out of your comfort zone. I mean, well, this didn't go right. No big deal. Let's look at it. Let's see what we can do. What was the outcome? So the outcome wasn't so great. What can I do differently the next time that situation comes up again? Especially like in school, we take tests, we have projects, we do things we're graded on. If you always do your best, you always decide, no matter what I'm doing, I am doing my best, then the outcome is irrelevant because you did your best. You did your best, you worked hard, and you didn't get what you wanted, but you can be proud of a job well done. And then you can evaluate and see, what can I do different next time? We learn from a failure. We learn from mistake. And when we look at what's the best that can happen instead of what's the worst that can happen, and understand that sometimes if we get anxious, it's our body telling us, okay, you're getting close to like coming out of your comfort zone, but welcome that anxiety, welcome it. Don't just ignore it and throw it away. Say, okay, I feel you, but you know what? I can handle this. I can handle this. And I know that if I do one step towards conquering that anxiety, you can take another and another and alleviate it. And I hope that helps.
yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for answering this question. I just want to add one thing here. that would you recommend students to go for a mental health therapy? Because mainly therapy is a like they think that it is something when somebody have a pain problem. So
I would like to stop you, but it's not clear to us. You can come to video lab if you want to ask that. Okay, till then, I would like to ask some questions. The students who are sitting in room number 03, can we have some questions from there? Room number 03?
Yes, ma'am, we are having discussion.
Yes, please, go on.
a very good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
It's within this time. Ma'am, I have one question.
Go ahead.
Yes, please go ahead.
Sorry, ma'am. Now ask.
A very good evening, ma'am.
Ask.
How are you?
Am I missing now? Ma'am, I just want to ask one question. Like, if someone is doing any sports, at that point of time, how he can keep himself calm during that pressure? Like, if you are doing any sports activity, so like we face a lot of pressure at that point of time. We have to listen to our coach also, and the pressure from the crowd also. So, how we can keep ourselves calm in that situation?
Sports, schools, stuff like that does cause a lot of pressure. Competition causes a lot of pressure. Number one, refer back to the answer of the last question, and that is always encourage your best. Always encourage that person to do their best in everything they do. Practicing, and practice doesn't make perfect, as the old saying says. It's practice makes better. We get better at things the more we do things. And the pressure gets alleviated the more we become experts at what we're doing. One of the things they can do too is distract themselves. So if they're feeling pressured directed at one activity, distract yourself. Think of music, think of dancing, think of something that relaxes you so that you're not so focused at the task at hand. And you will think about that while actually achieving what it is you're trying to do. But always remember, in everything you do, to do your best. And then if you've done your best, it is what it is. And remember too that doing your best is based upon how you feel. So if you're sick, clearly your best is not going to be as good if you're feeling at your optimum. So keep that in mind too. You're still doing your best, but there are levels of doing your best based on how you're feeling. But when the pressure's on, focus on something else that lightens your mood, that brings a smile to your face. And when you're focusing on that during whatever task you're doing, it will relax you and you'll be able to achieve even better. Does that help?
Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're so welcome. Thanks for the question.
Thank you so much, Celia ma'am. All the questions are answered very well.
Excuse me, ma'am, we are having one more question.
One more question. We can do more questions.
Yes, ma'am, please go on.
Hello, ma'am. Good morning.
Hello. How are you?
How can we overcome the pressure of exam failure?
Exam failure. So once again, look at failure as not the end of the world. Though Thomas Edison, who created the light bulb, it took him 1,000 tries to create a light bulb. And when asked, how did you feel about making 1,000 mistakes? He said, I didn't make 1,000 mistakes. I discovered 1,000 ways not to make a light bulb until he got the light bulb. And that's how you have to look on test failure. Testing is a skill. Personally, I've never been good at it. I've never been good at taking tests. It brings on the anxiety. Testing is something that you need to take almost as a game. The best test takers look at tests as an opportunity and as a challenge. They don't look at it as if I don't do well, my world is over. Because, in all honesty, if you don't do well, your world isn't over. You can take it again, or maybe get your grade up by taking something else and doing better on something else. And if you didn't do so well, it requires a little more mastery. So maybe you need to study differently. Maybe you need to do different things. But there are plenty of hugely successful people in the world that messed up on tests. So remember to also put it in perspective. So often on tests, we get, as students, we get a lot of pressure from outside people, our parents, other students that we feel in competition with. Be in competition with yourself. Be the person that says, okay, so I did this on this exam. Now I'm going to try to beat my own score. I'm going to be a better person today than I was yesterday. Be in competition with yourself. Don't look at everyone else because you don't know what their journey is. You know your journey. Focus on that. Do the best you can. Understand that not everything works out your way. Welcome to life when things don't go our way. And be okay with that. Be willing to learn more and be willing to build better skills. Does that help you?
Thank you, ma'am.
You're so welcome. Thank you for your question.
Thank you so much, Priya ma'am. And
You're so
I'm
welcome.
really looking forward to reading one of your books, and that is Raising Happy Toddlers.
Thank you. I
Now,
hope you enjoy it.
yes, yes, very much, ma'am. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Suman ma'am, Head of the Department of Education, to propose a vote of thanks. Thanks a lot, Dr. I, Dr. Suman, Associate Professor of Kasturiram College, feels a great pleasure to pay a vote of thanks on our Kasturian family. I would like to convey my deep regard and thanks to our guest, Ms. Sylvia Kibler, to accept our invitation and bless us with your presence, ma'am. Your valuable thoughts truly inspire us, ma'am. I would also thanks to our college management and principal ma'am also to provide us such a learning environment. And uh, I would like to say that it's a time 1 a.m. in US and ma'am is with us. Ma'am, thank you very much. It's our honor, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Started the day with lots of energy and now ending this event with lots of energy. Students, my dear students, our future, our youth, we have a strong belief in yourself. So, to show Celia ma'am our energy, let's have hip hip, raise your hand, hip 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 hip. I think the energy is low. The sound is not as much as desired. So 1, 2, 3. Hip hip. Yeah, that's great. And once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for being with us.
Thank you for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure. And thank you for joining me on this day.
Quite mesmerizing event that is International Calm Day and our presence on the globe from India. We represent our country for International Calm Day. Thank you so much, Rajina. Thank you, my amateur team. You have worked a lot, and this dream is really come true with the help of all of you. So thank you so much, everyone.
Yes, thank you so much. You make my dreams come true. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
Have a fun day. Have your best day ever.
Same to you, ma'am.